Hi and welcome. For those of you just finding us real quick, we're a vlog channel that chronicles our Halloween haunt, our prop development throughout the year, along with spooky things that inspire us and give us ideas for our haunt. Please check out our channel, our intro, some of our videos, and get an idea as to what we're doing, and hopefully you'll be interested and subscribe to us and follow along on our journey. Anyway, we saw a new show that dropped on Netflix, Lockwood Company. And I saw that it involved ghosts and ghost hunting, so I thought it might be a good place to look for inspiration for our haunt. I thought it might be fun to do a review reaction type video as we watch each episode, and really have an emphasis on where we might draw inspiration from, or things that we could use to make props or get ideas from, that kind of stuff. So I really don't know much about this show. Apparently it's based on a series of books for young adults. And there'd probably be some spoilers in this, just because I can't really do a review, I don't think, without, giving something away as to what goes on in the plot, but I'm not gonna, do any major spoilers or anything like that, so just so you know going into it. I don't think it makes sense, really, for me to do one of these one episode a week, because that's probably going to take too long. So probably what we'll do is, just as we watch the episodes, we'll post these videos. So there might be videos, once every other day or every couple days or whatever it is, until we go through all the episodes. So anyway, watching the show, we start off with what I assume, just seeing it for the first time, are going to be the main characters, a young teenage boy and a girl. They're entering a haunted house. From the dialogue between them and an older woman who owns the house, we can tell that something's off here. This isn't really normal. The way they're talking and some of the things that they're saying doesn't kind of make sense to me or as the audience. So then when the intro comes up, we get an idea of, through the pictures and the images in the intro, of what actually is going on in this world. And it looks like I had to pause and step through it to look at all the images and try to get an idea of what it was saying. But it looks like basically what they're trying to say is that this is like an alternate world where about 50 years ago something happened and all these ghosts started appearing. And these ghosts could actually kill people, and so it was a disaster basically for the world. Technology, it shows, seems like never really took off. I think that's a key that they want to show here, because throughout the episode, you noticed, or I noticed anyway, that you don't see them using computers. You don't see them using cell phones or anything like that. Sometimes they have a cordless phone, but it's like a big clunky type of thing. So I think that's going to be key going forward. No internet or anything like that. When they're doing research and stuff, it shows them with newspapers. So then still, in going from what we learned in the intro, we see that teens or children turn out to have the ability to see these ghosts and interact with them, and actually, I guess, either, kill them or disperse them somehow, or contain them in some way, anyway, to neutralize them. And also that there's certain things like iron and silver and salt, apparently, that have an effect on these ghosts and are, again, able to either disperse them or contain them somehow. Again, we're just trying to pick up these things just from these little bits and pieces. So teens now are working as kind of soldiers in companies or agencies that go out and try to neutralize these ghosts. So overall, seeing that and all, I think it sounds pretty cool. I kind of like stories that kind of start that way, that don't really have everything spelled out, that you have to kind of slowly, figure out what's going on and what are the kind of the rules of this place and how things work. It's kind of similar to Harry Potter, and I feel like it has a lot of Harry Potter vibes to it. Anyway, early on, even before the intro comes up, we see the first ghost as they're in the house. It does look pretty cool. Looks like they did a pretty good job with it, at least for me. So I think maybe it's, we tried something we can try to make, maybe using some of the chicken wire ghost technique, which I haven't really gone through yet on my vlog. But eventually we'll get to that. Something maybe that we can try. So anyway, then in the show, then we go back now 3 years, it says, to kind of give a backstory to some of the main characters, specifically Lucy, who was the girl that we saw. And we see how her mother basically just dumps her at this agency to work, just basically so she can collect the money that the daughter will make. And then we see also, as we go through like the town and stuff, we see like memorials for children killed in these battles with these ghosts. So it kind of gives you this feel of like a war memorials, and kind of gives you the idea of what the world is like at this point and what's going on. So this agency, then Lucy trains at this agency, which is run by another uncaring adult guy, which seems to be a common theme already in the show, that the adults seem to be just like using these kids. And during a job where he's really doesn't take care of the situation, and isn't aware of how serious it is, a number of the kids are actually killed, and Lucy and her friend are the only two that survive, but her friend is kind of what they describe her as ghost locked, which basically seems like she's in some kind of a coma. So she's in a hospital basically, and basically unresponsive. Lucy obviously is traumatized, and she decides to run away, and she goes to London to try to find some place to work on her own, which is kind of what her and her friend had kind of vowed to do with each other, to start to go and become famous in an agency, or work on their own. Anyway, when she's in London, then she finally eventually comes upon Lockwood Company, which is basically this other teenage boy, Anthony Lockwood, and his friend George, that are running this agency by themselves without any adult supervision, basically. Lucy joins the team, and we finally then actually get back to where the episode starts, with them in this haunted house, trying to, what they think is contain the ghost of this woman's husband, who apparently fell down the stairs and died or something. But what they run into is not that ghost, but another ghost of this woman, which seems much more powerful and very dangerous. But although it's dangerous, Lucy has a strange feeling that this woman needs her help, and she's kind of asking for help. So they're searching the house, and they eventually then find the body of this woman bricked up in a wall. And then as the ghost is attacking, there's a fire starts, but Lucy grabs a ring off the body. Then they're actually forced out onto a balcony by the flames. And then they're forced to jump off the balcony from a couple stories up as the episode ends. So that's all we know. They jumped, and we'll see what happens to them in the next episode. So, I mean, I found this was pretty good. I was definitely hooked on this, and I'll definitely watch the rest of the series to see where this goes. I like the world that they're creating. It's pretty cool, like I said, to have these kind of undercover type of thing, or uncovered mysteries that will slowly come to the surface as the show goes on, as to actually what's going on here, how things came to be this way, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's definitely fun. I kind of like the vibe and the atmospheric images and stuff, and the way that they do stuff, and the way the ghosts are. So definitely looks creepy, and definitely right along our lines. And so I think definitely it could be stuff that we could use in here, like making one of these ghosts. I think that would be pretty cool if we could do that, make something that looks like that. So we'll have to think about that and see how it goes. Also, maybe even a ghost hunter, like one of these kids that could make something like that, with the weapons and the tools that they have. And again, if the show's popular, then that might be a nice draw for Halloween. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that's the first episode. So be sure to follow us and catch our rundown for episode 2. We'll see what happens next, and we'll dive a little deeper into this world. Okay, thanks.